This is Josh with the Plot and You, and you're listening to SCAD Radio.
Hey guys, we're here with SCAD Radio, and we're here with
Plot and You, Landon specifically.
The Plot and You, Josh also specifically.
Ethan, the Plot and You.
We're sucking interviews. This is gonna be awful. I'm just telling you.
So you guys got the first set of the day. How was that going for you guys?
It was fun. It ended up packing out pretty good.
We're just kind of watching people like in the line.
The line, like,
Yeah,
was
as we're-
still wrapped completely around, but
It was cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah.
yeah, it was sweet.
So I know it was like ridiculously hot, and I've got to ask, does it ever like impact how you guys perform on stage?
We're fortunate enough to play shitty clubs that have mediocre air conditioning, so we haven't had to suffer through. We haven't been. We've never done Warped or anything like that, so I forget the question now.
No, it doesn't impact us.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
it.
fine.
And you guys, so I got to ask you, what's like the main difference between playing like a club show and playing like a festival like this?
It sounds way different outside than music sounds live indoors. It just kind of bounces all over the place and bounces off things back at you, so you gotta kind of just tune that out. Yeah, and I don't know, it's fun though. You get to be out in the sun. It's
Crowds.
yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's the best part, I think.
For sure.
And I know that like at festivals, not everyone knows who you are. So do you guys ever have like trouble connecting with those fans or soon-to-be fans who don't really know who you are?
I wouldn't say awkward. It's just something you got to be like ready for if you're going to be in a band. Especially a newer, younger band, you just kind of have to expect that. So we've done plenty of tours where we're the opening band or like one of the lower bands. We're kind of used to that. So it's honestly not that big of a challenge anymore. So yeah.
And you guys recently released a new single. You guys want to tell me what that was like? I know you guys are on a new label, so I'm sure it had a little bit of an impact on what that was like.
Yes, I mean, as far as the music goes, it didn't really cause any change or anything, but Fearless is an awesome label. We're like really happy with everything so far. And we did that song, we did it with Drew Folk, and that was the first time we've ever gone to a producer like start to finish for something. So that was cool. So all in all, like everything is just completely different than what it's ever been, and it's been really good. So we're very excited. Yeah.
What he said.
That was a good sentence.
Yeah,
Constructed them all properly.
And do you guys have an album in the works by chance?
Yeah, it's done. It's been done for 7 months now. Yeah, something like that. So we're looking at early next year for the release, but we don't have any like exact dates yet. We haven't even picked an album title yet. So
Well, we do have a second single that'll be coming out in a few months.
Yeah.
So
And I know that the band has always relied on like this really cool sort of balance between like being really like, how do I explain this? You guys are heavy, but you guys are like super atmospheric at the same time. Do you guys like how do you guys like keep that consistent, and are you guys gonna keep that sound going with this new album?
actually, no, the new stuff isn't heavy at all. I mean, there's like a few like little heavy parts, but all in all, it's more of just like a rock record. We experimented a lot more than we ever have in the past. There's like quite a few slow songs, quite a few like songs like Feel Nothing and like Mild Ways, those kind of just like big rock songs, and then like I don't know, just cool stuff in between. Yeah, it's very different though. It's a totally different sound.
Same. he's killing it.
like you said, working with Drew helped too with I think a new sound. Just having another pair of ears to help out with the record, I think did a lot for us. Yeah.
And so going back to this new single, Feel Nothing, I feel like those lyrics have got some meaning behind them, and I've been meaning to ask, like, what exactly is the message you're trying to get across with this new single?
I guess it's like about just being to that point in a relationship. It could be like a friendship or like between a parent or a girlfriend, wife, just where you get to that breaking point where you're just like, I don't even, feel anything for lack of a better way to say that. But yeah, it's just it's just about getting that to that breaking point where you just don't give a shit and you just cut ties. So I feel like it's pretty relatable to pretty much anyone. So yeah.
And as far as your songwriting goes, do you guys try to focus on like the lyrics and how the vocals are going to play out, or do you guys focus on getting like a groove or an instrumental part first?
It's kind of different every time. Sometimes I'll have like an instrumental idea that I'll build off of, or sometimes I'll have a vocal melody that I'll start. It's always different. It's never really, we don't really have like a formula or anything like that. So yeah, that's what do you think?
Well, I was gonna say that the new stuff that we have done is a lot more vocal driven, focusing on Landon and lyrics versus focusing heavily on some of the musical elements. So I think it'll be a cool new sound for us. Yep.
And so you guys have been on tour. How's that been for you guys so far?
We're actually not right now. We just had some routing shows here, but we got back like a month ago from a tour with the Color Morale, and that was cool. We haven't been touring as much as we usually have, but we'll probably hit it hard next year once the record comes out. So yeah.
Yeah, just we've been focusing on the new music, so we haven't been playing too much, but it's fun to come out and do a festival here and there when we get the opportunity. This is a cool festival, so.
When you guys were recording this new album, did you guys bang it out all at once, or were you guys going back and forth, taking some time between each song, or what was the workflow like for you guys?
Spaced out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, yeah, it was all spaced out. It's kind of that way every time. You get like the basic structure of the song, and then you show people, and you get critiques, and then you take it to the producer, you get more critiques, and then once all that's done, it's just a process of just fine tuning and perfecting and everything. So yeah, each song probably had like 10 different versions. So it's always just a long building process, but it's fun, it's enjoyable.
Yep.
Are there any like new surprising, would you say, like creative decisions that you guys decided to take with this new album?
Definitely the most unique sounding songs we've ever had. I think we branched out in a different way we've ever done before, and there's some songs on the new stuff that you probably wouldn't think would be a Plot New song, but we made it work, I think. So yeah.
I vibe with that.
And so let me ask you, what's next for the Plot and You?
Well, yeah, we got the record. We have a tour with Ice Nine Kills at the end of November into early December, and then the record should be out early next year. And up until that point, we don't really have a whole lot planned. But once the record's set in stone, we'll kind of start planning out the rest of the year after that. So we'll have some cool going on, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I know that this new album you said was more rock focused. So what's it like? What's it going to be like for you guys being on bills with slightly heavier bands, as far as like what kind of tours you guys are on?
I guess that's what we're trying to get away from, in a sense. Not that we have anything against heavy bands or even like the stuff that we put out in the past, but we're just kind of, none of us are really into that kind of music anymore. So we're kind of trying to rebrand and be able to tour with bands that we like and listen to, that we feel like are kind of comparable, Yeah, kind of enter a different realm than what we're used to. So yeah. Stranger appears.
And just to wrap things up, are there any bands you guys are like really hyped to see today by chance?
I'm trying to think of, I watched Bad Omens. They were really sick.
Isn't Pierce playing today?
Pierce today, are they playing?
Is that Detroit?
Maybe not. Under Oath. Yeah.
yeah.
I always Under Oath. I love Under Oath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, all the bands are like really cool. Very cool lineup. Yeah.
All right, one personal question, just from like, just 'cause I'm curious. I know you guys have been in the scene for a pretty long time now. What kind of like changes have you seen over time as regards to like music, how it's played, shows, stuff like that?
Actually, him and I were just talking about it the other night. It seems like bands are starting to tour a lot less and make the tours that they do count, rather than, grinding like 6 to 9 months a year, just redoing the same tour over the U.S. I feel like people are just starting to realize that you don't really have to oversaturate to stay relevant. So that's one thing, and then I don't know. Music is just always evolving, So yeah, it's cool to see that heavy music's still popping and people still care. That's cool. You go to a fest like that and like this, and you see it still alive. That's cool to see. So the fact that it's still alive is just mind blowing to me. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Cool. So thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
All right, pleasure talking to you. Once again, this is
Landon.
Ethan.
And Josh.
with
The
Fly here.